Welcome back to The Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to be hanging out with you today, especially all of our incredible 8th grade scientists. So look, today we're taking everything you've learned over this past year, and hey, hopefully with zero accidental lab explosions, right? And we're turning it into something truly spectacular. It's time for the scientific synthesis, designing your final project. Now, right out of the gate, I want you to completely shift your mindset. Seriously, do not look at this as just another test or, just a grade to get through. Instead, frame this final project as this exciting chance to really shine. This is it, your ultimate scientific quest, your big opportunity to show off exactly how your amazing mind works and just how much you've grown.
But before we even think about rubrics or instructions, I want you to ask yourself a super simple question. What problem do you actually care about? Think back over the last 36 weeks. What specific part of science made you stop in your tracks this year and go, whoa, I literally need to know more about that? Was it watching how supercell storms form? Or maybe it was figuring out how those quirky little traits get passed down in animals. Whatever it was, that spark of curiosity, that big wow moment, well, that is exactly where your final project begins.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today's explainer, so you know exactly where we're headed. First, the ultimate science challenge. 2, why your project matters. 3, steps to plan your project. 4, real-world project examples. 5, your project homework. And finally, number 6, education, morality, and peace. All right, kicking things off with Section 1, the ultimate science challenge, putting it all together. So, what does this actually mean? We're talking about scientific synthesis. Now, synthesis is a pretty powerful word. It definitely doesn't mean just copying and pasting facts you memorized from a textbook. No way. It means demonstrating a truly deep understanding by connecting multiple science areas, what we call text strands, into one highly meaningful project. You are essentially acting as the bridge between totally different scientific concepts. You're combining ideas to show your true growth as a big picture thinker and a real problem solver. I mean, just think about the incredible conceptual toolbox you've built up this year. You've explored the delicate balance of ecosystems, the transfer of energy, the crazy microscopic complexities of cells, the actual code of life and genetics, the awesome power of weather, the invisible push and pull of forces, and of course, the vast, mind-bending scale of the universe. Like, did you know there are actually more stars in the universe than there are grains of sand on every single beach on Earth? It's just wild to think about. So your challenge right now is to take at least 2 of these scientific areas and show how they interact. Because let's be real, in the real world, science doesn't just happen in neat little isolated boxes. The whole shebang is connected.
And that brings us perfectly to Section 2, why your project matters, acting with intention.
You see, science solves real-world problems. It's not just a class you take. It's literally the toolkit humanity uses to survive and thrive. Whether we're talking about saving an endangered species from going extinct, figuring out how to totally revamp our recycling systems, designing clean energy to power huge cities, or even engineering rockets to explore the stars, science is right there at the heart of it all. The science you are learning right now applies directly to solving major issues out there in the real world. By picking a project you genuinely care about, you're basically practicing to be the problem solvers of tomorrow. And this brilliantly illustrates the real foundation of our work here. Proverbs 16:3 says, "Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans." Bridging your faith with the scientific method, that is incredibly powerful. When you plan wisely, when you set real goals, and you commit those plans to the Lord, you are building the absolute best foundation for success. You're acting with real intention, exactly like world-class scientists and engineers do every single day. Good planning is where your success officially kicks off. Moving right along to Section 3, steps to plan your project. Your map to success. So, the crucial point is, I'm handing you the exact map you need right here. Just follow these 4 sequential steps. Step 1, choose a meaningful topic. Remember that wow moment we talked about earlier? Yep, start there. Step 2, connect multiple text strands. Figure out exactly how, say, biology and physics or earth science and energy intersect in your topic. Step 3, pick a product format that shows off your work. And step 4, create a timeline. Guys, you absolutely need time to research, collect data, and actually build the final presentation. Please, whatever you do, don't leave this to the night before. Let's look a bit closer at step 3 for a second, choosing your format. You've got some great options here. You could build a 3D model, run a live experiment, put together a multimedia presentation, write a detailed written report, or design an awesome visual poster.
I really want to encourage you to let your own unique personality shine through here. Pick a format that best showcases your specific research and matches how you naturally like to communicate. If you're a hands-on builder, make a model. If you love talking to a crowd, hit us with a multimedia presentation. Just remember, whatever you end up choosing, it has to clearly communicate your research. A really cool-looking model that doesn't actually explain the science, yeah, that won't quite get you across the finish line.
Okay, moving into Section 4, Real-World Project Examples, Tales of Past Heroes. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the clear pattern of success these past students followed. They simply matched their personal passions with science. Take Jasmine, for example. She really cared about the climate, so she connected the science of urban flooding and temperatures by building a physical model city to actually test water runoff. Brilliant, right? Then there's Diego. He was super into genetics, so he connected animal traits and survival by comparing wild wolves directly to domestic dogs. And Aiden? Huge sports guy, specifically basketball. So he brought in physics and Newton's laws by making a video that tracked the raw jump force of different athletes. They just took what they already loved, connected the science, and picked the absolute perfect format to show it off.
All right, that brings us to Section 5, your project homework, the next steps.
Okay, so here is your immediate mission. To get started, you need to answer these 5 key questions. Number 1, what topic or problem are you going to explore? Number 2, which text strands will your project include? 3, what type of product are you going to create? 4, why is planning out your timeline so absolutely crucial? And 5, how does Proverbs 16:3 apply to your planning process? I am firmly but super enthusiastically assigning you these questions right now, because answering them thoughtfully, that's exactly how you lay the bedrock for your masterpiece. Let's move to and see how this all builds into Section 6, Education, Morality, and Peace, the ultimate goal. This is such a vital concept for you to grasp as you grow, and it's the core philosophy of the HeroesMart Academy Godly Learner series. We intertwine biblical morality with education because, frankly, education without morality, it just leads to hurt. Think about it. What is the point of being incredibly smart, highly educated, and totally capable of amazing scientific synthesis if you just use it to make bad choices that hurt yourself and the people around you? A brilliant mind without a moral compass is a genuinely dangerous thing. But on the flip side, education paired with biblical morality keeps your mind spiritual. And Romans 8:6-7 gives us this beautiful promise that keeping your mind spiritual promises true peace. A spiritually minded education brings a kind of deep peace of mind that purely secular knowledge simply cannot offer you. So, as we wrap up today's explainer, I want to leave you with one really powerful, lingering question to think about. How will you use your knowledge? As you step into this final project, as you start connecting your teak strands and building your models or presentations, just remember that you aren't merely memorizing facts. You are actively shaping your mind, your character, and your future. So choose a project that actually matters to you, plan it out wisely, and use your incredible God-given intellect to bring real peace and real solutions to the world. Get out there and start planning something amazing. I literally cannot wait to see what you build.